This one is for the UFC 273 People's Main Event, the one that everyone's excited for. Khamzat Chimaev against Gilbert Burns. Okay, tail of the tape. So Gilbert Burns is 20-4 in his record. Chimaev is undefeated at 10-0. There's a 3-inch height advantage for Chimaev, who stands at 6'2", and a 4-inch reach advantage as well for him. Strikes landed per minute is astronomical for Chimaev, as you would imagine, mainly because he's not getting anything coming back in his direction. 8.6 for that. Striking accuracy is 77%. Strikes absorbed per minute, 0.08. Crazy. I mean, his striking defense is 75, which means that people have only managed to throw a handful of punches in his direction anyway. But he's a scary dude. Average takedowns is incredibly high as well, 4.6. Takedown accuracy, 66%. And his takedown defense is 0. That seems like an odd stat. You'd think it was 100. Chimaev has come into the UFC and has just dominated. Like, the things he's able to do to fighters is scary. Now, whether he can do that against the very top echelon of the sport, that's a different question. Can I see him carrying Gilbert Burns across the octagon like a tantrum child? Yes, I can. Can I see him doing it against Usman? Probably not. Can I see him doing it against Covington? I think I can, I think I can. And that's what makes this really interesting, is because Gilbert Burns he's not going to have the wrestling advantage in this fight. He may have the jiu-jitsu advantage, but in order for jiu-jitsu to work in MMA, you do also need a bit of wrestling as well. And there are opportunities where Gilbert Burns might be able to, butterfly sweep him, or at least attempt to sweep and then get out and take his back. These are possibilities which I'm going to explore in a second, but ultimately, what do we expect from Chimaev? We expect him to completely dominate. We don't know whether it's going to look, whether he's going to look different if he meets some kind of resistance. Like maybe Burns can make him work for his takedowns and get him tired going into the second round. I don't know, but I don't really expect him to slow down too much. He's not even been breathing hard after any of his fights. Gilbert Burns, on the other hand, used to be a lightweight. And he was in good shape as a lightweight. Since he's come up to welterweight, he does look a bit undersized with some of these guys, but his skills are what speaks for him. Burns will move around you. Like, he'll see where you're going and he'll catch you being a few steps ahead. Chimaev will just not let you do it. He'll hold you in position. He'll force you to deal with what he wants to do. It's a different style of grappling. I expect Chimaev to look very, very dominant. I expect Gilbert Burns to be really up against this fight, but I will be looking for these moments where he can maybe snag an arm or catch one of those counter hooks and put Chimaev on the back foot for a moment. We're looking at seconds of vulnerability for Chimaev, which we very, very rarely see. We've not seen it in any of his fights so far in the UFC, certainly. What can Gilbert Burns do against that? We don't know. He has my respect for taking the fight, because a lot of people wouldn't want it. But he must be able to see a way to victory, otherwise he wouldn't be doing it. And I'm interested to see what that is. I think I've highlighted a couple of those options here, but I've also highlighted how dangerous Chimaev is and how difficult he is going to be to deal with. Experience is the only thing that I would say falls into Gilbert Burns' favour, and the fact that he has got confidence in his ground game, is going to be something that he can ride off, but that will only last as far as it is effective. If he finds himself trapped and smashed and tied up, his confidence might go. It's a really, really interesting one. Chimaev is a force in this division and a bit of a phenom when it comes to mixed martial arts. The questions around who is going to cause him problems is evident of how much people are underestimating Gilbert Burns. He's a tough test, but we need tough tests for Chimaev because nothing else has been good enough. Enjoy these fights. I'll see you next time.